Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation, if anything, and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Virgo. Let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at what you guys have been dealing with in your recent past. What has Virgo been dealing with? Whoa. Emotions are running high. Bring love into the situation. Just didn't turn all the way around. What else do we need to know? So, something pretty intense. I can't tell if this is... Well, give me just a second. You have conclusions are within reach and nothing is yet set in stone with adjustments are required. Okay. So, it's very obvious that you've been going through something really intense. Something that has obviously stirred up a lot of emotions. And with this, nothing is yet set in stone. I feel like this is definitely this energy of feeling very ungrounded and as if there's a lot up in the air. Now, then you have the conclusions are within reach card. I think that that's just understanding that, this is temporary. I don't feel like this is going to last forever. I don't know if you're still in this situation or if you've moved out of it, but I do definitely feel that this bring love into this situation that is really talking about love of self, making sure that you're taking care of yourself right now, making sure that you're giving yourself grace, where needed, especially if this is just overall a very challenging time. This adjustments are required card, just kind of being on the bottom of the deck, to me is this indication that your path is shifting a little bit. And I feel like it's shifting in a way that is getting you further into alignment. But I feel like the pain of what you're kind of experiencing is, I don't know, it's almost as if it's, I don't know if it's necessarily closing out an old cycle or coming to the end of something that has been very painful, but I feel like it's almost as if it's like, this feels like an ending, like an ending to something painful. And maybe the ending itself is painful too, but like I said, I feel like it's taking you, like getting you more into alignment in some way, alignment with your highest good, alignment to your deepest fulfillment. Let's just keep going. Current energy for Virgo here. But yeah, maybe a lot of stress, anxiety, anger, sadness, just all the emotions. Current energy for Virgo. And this is just overall energy. We will dive into tarot to get deeper into this story. Confidence is your key to success with work through your fears. So right now, you're being faced with a lot of your deeper fears. Fears of being alone, fear of not having what you need, fear of, never getting to where you want to be. And this confidence is your key to success card, I feel like is, confidence in the face of uncertainty is our biggest source of power, because it's our ability to understand that we are the co-creator of our own reality. And when we're willing to take what we're going through as a learning opportunity or a lesson or a source of growth, to believe that that the universe still has our back and that there's going to be an outcome that is for our highest good, even if we're having a hard time understanding it right now. When we take that approach, it always helps us navigate not just what we're going through, but making the best next steps for us to get to wherever this might be trying to take us. So there might be a lot of fear surrounding where you're at right now, but I feel like it's like, yes, you've got to process through that. You got to experience it. It's kind of part of it. But it's almost as if Spirit is kind of saying, but you don't need to fear. You're going to, because the unknown is scary, change is scary. There's always going to be things that are out of your control. Fear doesn't really go away, but you don't need to fear is kind of what I'm gathering from this this energy here. So let's see what you've got moving forward. This is for Virgo's immediate future. What does Virgo need to know about their immediate future? Step out of your comfort zone. Expect powerful change. And then what's coupled with that? You and your loved ones are safe and surrender to the divine. And then the underlying, or on the bottom of the deck, you have believe in the impossible. So I feel like your life, or you're headed toward really powerful, positive change. However, I feel like this change, or like what you're going through that's going to lead to this change, is pushing you very far out of your comfort zone, which, you know, I think our comfort zone is something that sometimes we don't even really recognize, how we're holding ourselves back from what's possible, and, you know, maybe settling in a lot of ways, or making ourselves small, or you know, staying in places where we don't really belong, or that don't align with our true value or what it is we really deserve. And we do it because a lot of times we think that there's nothing better for us, right? And, you know, I have just learned throughout my experience that the universe, that Spirit, will never allow you to settle forever in places where you are not meant to settle. And if you are deserving of more, you will always be pushed out of old experiences and into new ones. And sometimes, you know, it kind of goes back to that saying of like, if you pray for flowers, don't be surprised when it starts to rain. Is sometimes we ask for more. We ask for better experiences, you know, more love or more abundance in some way. And a lot of times what we first start to experience is the opposite. We experience loss, or we experience lack, or we experience, you know, things kind of going what feels like wrong. But in reality, it might actually be taking us to a path that is more, that creates the is possible to create the outcome that we're looking for. It's like the path that you've been on, or the path that, you know, where you've been isn't capable of taking you to where you want to go. And that's why I feel like with the surrender to the divine, like letting go of your expectations of how you think things should have turned out or need to turn out moving forward, and trusting that you are safe. I mean, you and your loved ones are safe right here. I feel like is going to be important as you step into this kind of powerful change that your life is headed toward. And I think that change in general, like, I hate change. I hate it. I do. I'll be the first to admit it. I hate change. I don't like when things don't stay the same. But I also recognize that that is my ego trying to keep me in the same experiences and predictability and all of that. So that doesn't mean I don't allow it. It just means that it's something that I have to consistently work through, is my ability to surrender through change. And, you know, so it's not an easy thing to do, even if you have the awareness that like change is happening to take you to better places. It's still really scary because your ego hates the unknown. It hates what it can't control. And sometimes when your ego fights making changes that it needs to make, the universe will make those for you and will push you, like I said, out of your comfort zone so that better things can happen. But let's get more here. Overall theme of this reading for Virgo. So you're navigating right now. We're navigating some fear, some unknown, some uncertainty. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It can definitely be scary. But like I said, it's like, yes, there are fears, but you don't need to be afraid. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't mean like don't be afraid, don't fear. Like, it just means you don't need to. You're human. You're going to feel what you need to feel. overall theme of this reading, you know what I also just noticed? New moon in Aquarius, new moon in Leo, new moon eclipse. New moon, new cycles, new energy, new experiences. Oh my gosh, this is a new moon too. And then you have super moon with North Node. So it's interesting seeing like this super moon card before this new moon card, you know, super moon kind of being like, it's definitely a full moon type of energy. And I feel like this is like coming to the end of something, right? I talked about it felt like an ending, but it's taking you to this really powerful new beginning here. Overall theme of this reading for Virgo. What does Virgo need to know about what they're going through right now? Jealousy, affluence, shadow. Okay. You know, when we look at what other people have and say they have the love that we desire, the abundance that we desire, the career that we desire, whatever it is, and we look at it from this place of jealousy and we say, why can't that be me? There's a part of us that believes that that can't be us. One of the most powerful mindset shifts that I have been able to make in my life that has drastically changed the just quality of my life is when I see someone living a life or having, you know, getting to experience something that I desire, I look at it from this place of, wow, that's so cool. That means that I can have that too. That means it's possible for me too. And a lot of like right now, it feels like there is something that you really desire here, Virgo, whether it's a certain level of affluence, you know, that kind of can directly relate to wealth. Maybe it's material wealth, but wealth can be so many different things, right? You can be wealthy in love. You can be wealthy in peace. Like there's so many different ways that you can have wealth. And I think that, you know, if you're looking at people around you right now that maybe have what you have or have what you want, try not to look at it from this place of, why can't I have that? Try to look at it as proof that you can and figure out what you need to do to create it. Because the universe isn't showing you people that have what you have to say, ha ha, look what you can't have. The universe is showing you or surrounding you with people that have what you want. I said have what you have, but have what you want to show you what is possible for you. So right now, there's this need to break out of what you think isn't possible for you. Now, what might be hard is if you are going through like an ending or a change, it maybe feels like you're getting further away from whatever it is that you desire. But whatever has come to an end didn't have the ability to take you to the level of abundance that you deserve and desire. So it's not the universe taking away an opportunity or a possibility for you. The universe is trying to move you away from what never would have worked so that you can open up your energy for what can take you to where you're trying to go. So I get it, you know. I think that sometimes we look at our life and we go like, well, I've done all this work on myself, or I've been through so much, like, why can't I be happy? Like, this person gets to be happy, or this person gets to, like, why not me? And it's not that you can't, it's that you think you can't, which is part of the problem. Now, this not me blaming you or saying, just think you can, because it's not that easy, right? A lot of times we go through experiences that teach us that we can't have the things that we desire. If we experience failure or loss in relationships enough times, we're going to stop believing that the things that we desire are possible. But that's where confidence is your key to success really comes in, is regardless of what hasn't worked, don't look at your past as any kind of indication of what is possible for you. Your past had a purpose. There are things that you have been through that maybe had a purpose for your healing or your growth or your evolution in some way, but those things aren't proof of what you can or can't have. They're experiences that needed to happen, but where you can go or where you're capable of going is entirely up to you. And like, I know that can sound cheesy, you can do anything you put your mind to and all of those kind of cheesy sayings, but they're cliches for a reason. Like, you truly can and have the potential to live the life that you desire. But your belief in that being the case is the biggest thing that is keeping you from it. And a lot of times when we experience looking around us and feeling like we can never have what the people around us have, those are our limiting beliefs in action. And sometimes we think like, oh, I need to be like them, or I need to, be better than I am to have those things. And that, again, is kind of this belief that you are not enough, or that you can't have the things that you desire because you're not good enough. And you are good enough. Absolutely you are. But let's dive deeper into this story. All right, past energy for Virgo here. What has Virgo been dealing with? These cards, it's really humid outside. We've been getting a lot of rain recently. My cards are really sticking together. What does Virgo need to know? This past energy here. Yep, okay. Something that you thought was your wish fulfillment fell apart. And I think that's probably why you're dealing with a lot of doubt and fear right now, is because maybe you think you've lost your opportunity to have something, or to go somewhere, to get something in some way. But there it is, Two of Swords, redirection. So something that you thought you had, something that you wanted, you thought something was your wish fulfillment, it fell apart. So in your mind, which is completely normal, is looking at this as, oh, this is the universe taking away from me what I want. This is me losing what I desire. But to the universe's perspective, it's like, no, trust that you're being led to something better. I saw this little meme, and it was a little girl holding on to this like really tiny stuffed animal, and she's going, but God, I love it. And then there's this image of God standing there with just this huge stuffed animal behind his back, and saying, just trust me. And it's a powerful image, because I think that it really shows that sometimes we hold so tightly to something because it's the best we've ever had, right? We think, well, I don't see how anything could ever get better than this. And then the whole time the universe is saying, that's because you don't know what's possible. And I feel like that's what you're really going through here. Now, I don't want to take away from your experience and say, you just need to be happy and believe it's all working out. Because no, loss is painful. Things falling apart is painful. The loneliness and the isolation and the fear, it's hard. And it's kind of, I don't want to take away from the emotion that exists in that experience. But remember that you are not just one thing. You're not what you think. You're not what you feel. And you can feel whatever you need to feel, while also holding on to this belief that it's happening for a reason, that it is taking you to better. That's where we dig deep and we find hope in those dark moments, is when we go, okay, well, maybe I'm not 100% sure that what I desire is getting taken away from me. Maybe something better is possible, and I just don't even know it yet. Because that's what this feels like. Two of Swords, redirection. Yes, what you wanted fell apart, or it didn't work out. Pieces never fell into place, and that sucks. Like, again, I'm not going to take away from that. That sucks. But maybe, and I said it felt like you were getting into alignment. Something, it was like getting out of alignment with something that wasn't possible or capable of being what you deserve and desire, to get you into alignment with what is. And, I think when you're in the midst of it, it's not easy to believe that. And I'm not saying you need to, but a little bit of hope for your day, to trust the process and trust where this is all taking you. Because I think it's going to be good. Current energy for Virgo, confidence is your key to success with work through your fears. What does Virgo need to know about their current energy? current energy for Virgo. The 10 of Wands. Things have been heavy recently. I feel like you're carrying a lot. And I feel like you've been carrying a lot. It's almost like, yeah, because there's the fear. I mean, Virgo, I think that, it's completely natural to experience fear when the universe is making things happen that you don't really want to happen. Because it's like, well, how can this be happening for the best? Like, a lot of times we can't logically understand that. And a lot of times at the moment, it probably isn't happening for the best, but maybe something needed to happen to get you to somewhere, right? I feel like this, the 7 of Wands in reverse is about not trusting yourself, and can even go as far as to talking about playing it small, settling in some way, or playing it small in some way. And going back to what I said, the universe will never allow us to settle where we're not meant to settle. The universe will never allow us to settle peacefully where we're not meant to settle. And I feel like, yes, you have, you're going through a lot right now, but I feel like what you're needing to see is that you're needing to believe in yourself as much as the universe is believing in you right now. Because that's what this feels like. The universe is saying you're capable of so much more than you might even think is possible right now. And the reason that things didn't work out isn't because they're not working out. It's because they're trying to get you, this process, everything you're going through is trying to get you to see that you are capable of more. You are deserving of more. Where you were at, the spaces that you were in, those required you to settle or to play it small or to not believe in yourself. And it's natural and normal, but when we're willing to kind of trust that, because you have this 3 of Wands in reverse, this is talking about playing it safe in some way. And you're not here on this earth to play it safe, Virgo. You have a purpose. You have a reason that you're here. Your life has purpose. And the more that you believe in your, importance to show up, in your belief of yourself and what you bring to the table in this world, the more that you're fulfilling that purpose. So trust that you're, it's hard. And I feel like I'm having a really hard time verbalizing this because I don't want to take away from the experience and like downplay your feelings. But with the 10 of Wands, I think that you're carrying a lot that you don't need to carry. Like, it's going back to the, yes, there's a lot of fear surrounding what you're going through, but you don't need to fear. You can trust, like you can let go a little bit. And I think that might help you get out of your own way a little bit so that you can surrender to whatever change you're being taken toward, because it's a good change. It's just different than what you're used to, but what you're used to is lack. What you're used to is survival. What you're used to is less than what you deserve. So of course you want it to be different than what you're used to, right? But you have to surrender to that newness, to the possibility in where you're being taken. Our ego tends to prefer a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. And I think that there's self-doubt is completely natural. And I'm not going to say just don't doubt yourself ever. It's not about not doubting yourself. You're going to doubt yourself. I doubt myself literally all the time. But I never allow that doubt to make decisions for me. I allow myself to make decisions coming from a place of faith in myself and in the universe. And no, I'm not perfect and I'm not claiming to be by any means. But I get what it's like to doubt that you can ever have the things that you desire. But I also know what it's like to override that doubt with action or with showing up for a better reality, even if you have literally no idea what that looks like or where you're going. Because I do feel like there's this energy of being a little bit lost right now, which is okay, but trusting that this is taking you to better. Better is where you're headed. That's what this feels like. So what does Virgo need to know moving forward? But you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. That's the key. You're being pushed out of your comfort zone. does Virgo need to know moving forward? The life that you desire exists so far out of your comfort zone. And I feel like the universe is pushing you out of that so that you can create it. There's the Emperor, the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, yes, I love it. There you are. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. I think we all have feminine and masculine energies within us, and the masculine energy that's appearing, this is all about the energy that you give, the energy that you put in. This is about taking control of your life, taking charge, taking back control of your world, your energy, your life. Like, it feels big. And I think that's what you're being pushed to do in some way. Now, when I talk about taking back control of your life, it's not trying to control every situation and every outcome, but it's taking steps in the direction of trying to create positive change and trusting that the universe is going to support you in that. I mean, here's the 10 of Pentacles, right? Like, there's so much abundance that's possible for you, but it's all about it's like getting to this place of making this decision where you're like, I'm done with less. Like, I am choosing more. I'm done with this crappy 9-to-5 job that I absolutely hate and that sucks the soul out of me. I'm going to figure out a solution to my finances, or a solution. Maybe there's a new business vision. Maybe there's another field I could work in. Like, that's what taking charge of your life is about. It's where you finally say, I'm done and I'm making a change. It's not saying quit your job out of the blue and, just flail and hope that things work out. It's saying making an intentional decision to say, I'm done with how things have been. I am choosing to take steps in the belief of more. I know that a lot of people, and I used to be one of them, when you first kind of get into this energy of, learning to manifest and co-create and all of that, a lot of times we can fall into the trap of waiting for our manifestations to happen, of waiting for the abundance or desires to appear on our doorstep, waiting for them to just show up out of the blue. And there are times and periods in your life where you have to surrender over to the universe, let the universe do for you what you can't for yourself. But that is only after you have shown up for yourself first, when you have shown up to make the change first. If you don't put out the energy of trying to create change and trying to make things be different in your life, the universe isn't going to be there to support you, because the universe will think that you're fine with where you're at. But will try to push you out of it by not allowing you back into old cycles. But then if you go back into old cycles and you get pushed out of those again, you're going to start to think the universe doesn't want me to have what I desire, when in reality, the universe is saying, no, you just need to show up differently. And I think that that's where we have to learn that creation is a co-creating process, and we have to be willing to show up for the life we wish to create, which requires us to believe in it before it even exists. And I think that that's what this period of your life is about. The universe took you out of certain places, again, because you were playing it small, because you were settling. This is no longer the time of that. For that, we're not settling. We're not accepting less than what we deserve. We are believing in the possibility of what we can create, and we're showing up for it. That's what this, like I said, this reading is about. So don't look around you and say, why can't I have that, or why can't I have that? Look around you and say, what can I do to get there? If per the law of oneness, what's possible for one person is possible for you. If somebody else is living the life that you desire, that means it's possible, and that's freaking cool. Which means that if it's possible for them, we all have the same amount of unlimited potential, but the extent to which you believe in that potential is going to be the extent to which you create it. So try to trust that this is, and I feel like we kind of turned into some tough love there. And I think that tough love is good, right? So it's give yourself grace through this process. Yes, there has been loss, there's redirection going on, but trust that this is happening to take you to better places and show up for those better places. That's what this is talking about. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, you have the affluence. Like, this is definitely about, almost kind of feels a little bit like a windfall, but it's not a windfall that happens just out of the blue. It's a windfall that you actively create. Yeah, that's what it does. It feels like a windfall. It's like a windfall but a windfall that you actively create. It doesn't just appear out of the blue. It's because you showed up for it before it existed. So I feel like, like I said, this is about kind of taking control of your life, maybe taking your life back in some way and trusting that it's gonna take you to some pretty cool changes if you're willing to let it. Whew, I'm not gonna lie, this reading went a little bit different than I expected. Okay, we're gonna hop on over to the extended. In this reading, we focused on what you need to know. The extended is about what you can do right now to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Virgo, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Virgo.